I've done some work with Becca before, and I was really interested in adding the hypnotherapy and the EFT to that and seeing how that combination worked together and working on some clearing and seeing what came up through the class. I've always been interested in the metaphysical at a young age, and I decided to take Rebecca's class because it seemed the next step for me to start to open up.
It intrigued me because I was wanting to delve into self-hypnosis and, figure out past life or what I'm going through.
Well, for as long as I can remember, I've always had problems physically, and as I did research, it's related to being a medium and being an empath. So the class was like perfect for me. I was actually needing a class like this to how to take care of myself if I'm going to be in this field, if I'm going to do this work. Because once I started coming to these classes, I didn't realize how much your body takes on.
Some people get kind of nervous about the idea of hypnosis, but I know quite a few people have done guided meditations. It's really not much different than that. But when you say hypnosis, suddenly that makes people nervous sometimes. I'm a very strong person, so I thought, yeah, right, it's not going to work for me. I felt like this is something that may work for others, but it's not going to work for me. But I was pleasantly surprised that it worked.
Well, I thought it was like, oh, I want to go in this class and make me quack like a duck every time someone says a word. And she explained to me it wasn't like that at all. It's more like a really deep meditation. Like you're almost in a trance, but you're the one in control of it. So she's just leading, but no one's controlling you at all. You're in control when you're being hypnotized. So that's what I learned, which I think is a common misconception.
On a personal level, it just was very relaxing. My head just ended up going back like this. And that's how it was when I was going through my thing. And I just felt peaceful. I felt relaxed. It's very hard, almost hard to explain, but when you come out of it, it's like you have taken a nap. And you're ready to go do something. You're ready to think about things. You're ready to accept what's going on in your world. And it was very, very good.
I was worried that I couldn't be hypnotized. And the first time, it was the first time, I didn't know what to expect. So I think I got a little bit out of it. But the second time and then the third time, it really just came natural to me. So on the third time, which I did one today actually, she started talking. Like 2 minutes in, I was already gone in my own fantasy world or whatever information I was receiving.
What I did find was it was very easy to fall into, relaxing, and it just gets better and better every time.
No pressure in Rachel's voice, very calming, very soothing, if you're open to what Rachel has to say, you will get what you need from the hypnosis.
It helps me to identify some of the areas that I'm blocking my own development and growth, some of the false beliefs that I'm reiterating to myself, and aha moments, we know they're there, but when someone else brings them up, it's like, oh yeah, that.
She explained many aspects of what we're dealing with in the psychic world and the differences between everything.
And she's able to help me see those underlying things that are directing me then it's easier to help myself redirect in the direction I want to go and lay down new patterns that are the truths that are helpful to myself.
The dynamic between the two is like fun to watch and to be around. So the two of them together kind of project a lot of good, positive energy, and I think it's because maybe they were pals in another life.
Having Rebecca there gives you a guide to what you're experiencing or what you're seeing, which is very valuable.
I could see who I was in a past life, and it was very extravagant. I got a lot of information of who I was before and a reminder of needing to do that again in this lifetime.
For me, in the very beginning, it was very hard to feel like I could tap into visuals or seeing really anything. For me, it was more of having a discussion with myself. But what I found at the very end was there was a door basically out in the galaxy that cracked open, and it showed itself opening. So for me, I took that as I'm beginning to open.
I was part of the Egyptian pharaoh time period. I don't know too much about that actually. So for me to get information on it was kind of neat. So now I have to go home and do some research.
Yeah, as I work on the positive and reframing my vision, the old negative patterns sort of fade away. They become less habitual. They're not what I automatically go to when I'm viewing the world and focusing on a problem anymore.
If you write it out like they suggest you do at least 10 times, it will come to fruition for you. Especially the part about forgiveness. If I forgive those who have trespassed against me and vice versa, it's like it opened up. It was just like the world opened up all of a sudden, and people I haven't heard from have contacted me and said, I'm sorry. Or I've contacted people and said, I'm sorry. And it all worked out. And it's like, okay, it's all good.
I've found that when I do remember to do affirmations in general, it just changes my outlook. It's as you keep repatterning that, it changes how you view things in general. So it starts reframing the picture. You know, you have a tendency to use this old frame and you keep looking over here, and as you work with the affirmation and refocus this and you realize that, wait, there's more to the picture, and it helps you look over here and see the more positive part that you want to direct your attention to.
If you're interested in hypnosis, in meditation, in becoming a better person within yourself, I highly recommend this class. It's not abrasive. It's not scary. It's really not scary. It's what you make of it. And if you do the work, you will come out benefited.
You start believing things when you're young and like about yourself or about life, and you keep repeating that negative belief pattern and you forget that it isn't the truth. It just stays there and you keep repeating it until it just becomes ingrained. And then when someone points it out, like, oh, that is there, because it becomes so habitual that you just don't even realize that pattern's underlying your daily life.
I highly recommend this class for anybody that's wanting to tap into their actual abilities or their where they're at in life, because I find that this course is very good for opening that up, and also for any past issues you might be dealing with.
Well, I'm gonna say if it's your first time and you're curious about it and you kind of want to have fun and not feel like pressured, I'd definitely try Rebecca's and Rachel's class, because there's something about it where it's just kind of laid back, but still like very full of information.